So today's video is just like a raw heart opening video around the blog post that I started about not becoming part of your obstacles. And it's really pretty fitting when I think about it, because I struggled to come on and make this video today, and I thought, okay, well, what if I just didn't have a video today? It's already today, and I'm not like wanting to show up because just like feeling all the things, and I'm out here with my plants, with my little trees over here, and that makes me feel a little better. But then I found out that one of the trees over here was getting cut down a bit for reasons that I didn't agree with. And I was just like, like, when did I become a tree lover who cries when trees get cut down? When did I become this person? This was not me a year ago. And then just like all the things, and then thinking about like, what did I actually feel? Like, what was the real like grieving that was happening there? And I realized that it's much deeper. Like, yes, I want the trees. Yes, I want like around here, and I'm like so connected with nature. But really, the issue, what's affecting me, is so much deeper than that. And the roots of it go into the community here, and how things currently are, and how I desire them to be, and those two not lining up, and the energy not feeling the way I desire it to in this moment. Because like all things, there's times that are really good, and then there's times that you just say, okay, I'm gonna ride this out, I'm gonna focus on what I can control, and then it'll align at some point, and I don't know when, but I know that I will focus on what I can control, because that's all I can do, and the rest will naturally fall into place, because there's no other way. And so I thought, man, this is pretty fitting that I was called to make this video around obstacles, and within my karate too, which that blog ended up being a reference to. And I got the tears, today, and the sweat, no blood yet, but there's still time. There's part of that blog, if you read it, you'll get what I mean. And yeah, I just thought, okay, I'm gonna show up, because this is a commitment that I've made to myself and to my business. And what a better way to embody resilience and perseverance and not becoming part of your obstacles. And so here I am today in my garden, on the ground, and I want to speak on, I'm not sitting down here anymore. I want to speak on this aspect of obstacles, and how I've come to understand it's a good angle, and how I've come to understand obstacles and overcoming them, and I'll adjust you guys a little bit, overcoming them, and just like how they're present in our lives and in my life, in wherever. And I feel like there's a new obstacle over time. There's a new obstacle like every time, all the time. There's like new obstacles. We have goals and then we move toward them and we achieve them, we get there, and then we're like, oh man, I'm here, and then bam, like hit with another challenge in life, and that doesn't ever really end. And I guess I'm at this point in my life where I'm realizing that there just is always going to be shit to deal with, and the more that we desire in life, the more shit we have to deal with. And that's the choice that there is to make, is do you want the things that you desire enough to deal with the shit that comes with them, that balance piece. And it's like balance in the sense of what can you hold. You want the good things, you have to also deal with the work that comes to maintain those things and the counterparts. And Kundalini energy has really taught me that, like feeling happiness, okay, you can feel a lot of happiness, but you have to also be willing to feel the discomfort and the sadness and the pain sometimes and all of these things, because there is that balance of emotions, balance in anything. And it's really cool because this week I feel like has really been about my karate, and I am shifting my focus back in there. And something that my sensei said a while ago too, aside from this blog post that he inspired this content piece, is balance is practiced in motion. And that has just stuck with me. And balance is the focus of my resilience and resistance program, because I felt that the resilience piece, like building that and embodying that, and then finding all of the obstacles that are presented, which now that I think about it, like it's so fitting that this is coming up right now too, because as I'm building out that course more, I'm being challenged with more and more resistance, and that's why it evolved into resilience and resistance, because I experienced a lot of resistance in building resilience, and I'm overcoming that. And that's, I think, why it's taken me so long to build this course as well, because I had an idea, like this was back in March that I started. I had this idea, I started, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And then it's been this process of like, yes, it's happening, and like slowly building, and it's coming. So it is coming, and it'll be here when it's ready. And on overcoming obstacles, so the other night my instructor was talking to me and another student about this, and said that, when you have an obstacle, you can either go over it, under it, around it, through it, I suppose. But I think if you try to go through it, you run an even greater risk of becoming part of it. So becoming part of it is what we really do not want to do, because when we become part of it, we sometimes even don't realize when we're becoming part of it. So this is where we have to have this constant awareness, this self-awareness of what we're doing, how we're feeling, how we're being affected, how we're progressing. We have to really know ourselves and that, I think, like, if someone had asked me what is martial arts or what is karate, and sometimes people do, and they're like, oh, what does it look like? It's so cool. I'm like, well, here's what it is. It's knowing yourself and having the ability to use your mind and your body in a way that can only be done by practice and dedication and knowing of yourself for self-defense, for just life, for living, for flexibility, for strength, for all of these pieces. And sure, it can look cool, and forms and techniques, and that's like the showy piece. But the real piece of martial arts is the person, and that person doesn't necessarily look like a ninja. That person doesn't, fly around, doing techniques and forms all the time. That person is ordinary looking. And in that way, the furthest thing from ordinary. But that person is able to blend into a crowd, and that person is able to be without being noticed as what they are necessarily. And that's the beauty of it, I suppose. And that's been a piece of this as well, of how can I overcome this obstacle even with this video, is like, okay, part of me was like, oh, do you make a video that's like a karate form, or like practicing and do some fancy overlay and do like voice overlay and do this cool thing. And I'm like, that's gonna make me put this off, that's gonna make me not show up. But if I just show up as myself, as just showing up as this person and transmit this message, and not only is this a more authentic version of this lesson and this message, but it also is getting it done, whereas the other way may never happen. And it might happen over time, like naturally there'll be something that'll come through, but now is not the time for that. Now is the time for simply showing up and overcoming this obstacle of showing up. And so I leave you with this and the blog post, of course, and I will see you guys back here Monday and Thursday with another video, another blog post, and we will keep going, right? Bye, guys.